So just coming back from break, I wanted to do something just a little kind of different and get them kind of back into the flow, but also kind of relate some physics stuff to it, but just kind of some fun, kind of immerse them in just a project a little bit. So we used Marvel as our kind of theme, and then we came in, the students watched a video yesterday, a special agent was in trouble and trying to get information to our scientists, aka students, about the Captain America being hit by a poison dart, and then they were supposed to do some work as scientists to determine like who could have done it and doing some testing so that when they got their information today in class, they were able to kind of start using the data they collected yesterday and applying it to the situation. So they were looking at different poisons, which were just different acids and bases, and using indicators to figure out, like, see color changes and then kind of relate those color changes to their poison that they were given today. And was it one of the poisons we had before, or was it something new? And then they used some microscopes and looked at different biological slides and just kind of wrote down some observations. So kind of throwing in like just the different sciences, but then also relating it back to the physics with the projectiles and the dart. They did some testing yesterday to see how height and speed of a projectile affected how far something would fall, and then use that to try to determine which of the three villains it could have been.
So we said it was low key because the height doesn't matter. Like when we tested yesterday, like it didn't affect like how far away it was. So if the test said that it was 15 meters landed 60 meters away. So if we tested yesterday, if the speed was faster, then it needed to land farther away. So Loki was the only one that fit because the speed was faster.
They did a lot of their pre-testing yesterday, just basic information, getting the generalizations, getting data so that they could apply to the situation today.
So a lot of the students thought that Loki was the correct answer.
Correct.
But you said...
I didn't say Loki. I don't know why they were all like focused on Loki, because what they didn't know was that they all had kind of different data sets. So it could have been Loki for one group, it could have been Ultron for another group, it could have been Stan Lee for a different group. Changing the data around so that they are focused on their data and not just kind of what another group says. A lot of them could say Loki, but really only like 3 groups it could have been Loki. Okay. And again, just applying their data to the situation was the big thing, getting them to apply it, and then a lot of them are uncomfortable like not knowing the right answer, how to get to the right answer, and trying to get them to apply what they know and just give me like a solid reasoning.
How are they presenting their findings to you?
They presented them a couple ways. One group was using like Google Slides, putting some pictures and things. I encouraged them to try to use like some of the other apps, but a lot of them are just because there's not a whole lot of iPad usage like with those other apps outside of just my classroom with them. They just typically go to the good old-fashioned paper pencil, which just the creative thing, just trying to so they can verbalize it and where they could just talk about it and they're more comfortable talking about it, and they are like, I don't know what to write, but then having a conversation with them, a lot of them are able to come up with like very good reasoning and like we can talk through it.